Watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Degnan. Interstate 81 northbound in Schuylkill County is still shut down as investigators continue to work clearing the scene of a deadly pileup that involved more than 50 vehicles. A snow squall was to blame for the crash near Minersville that sent more than 20 people to the hospital and claimed several lives. The Schuylkill County Coroner's Office was called back to the scene this morning as crews continued to assess the damage. The chain reaction accident caused several trucks to burst into flames. Firefighters say the fatalities were believed to have happened when those vehicles caught fire. A triage was set up in the nearby Wegmans Distribution Center parking lot in the Highland Industrial Park. The interstate is shut down from mile marker 107 to 119 with a 5-mile detour running through Pottsville. And there is still no word at this time as to when that portion of the interstate will reopen. A Schuylkill County man is facing several charges for allegedly causing the death of his 9-month-old child. Authorities arrested Kevin Harris of Branchdale, who's accused of killing the baby last August. Police say the child was found unresponsive and taken to the hospital and later pronounced dead. Harris was charged with involuntary manslaughter, endangering the welfare of children, and similar charges. He was taken to the Schuylkill County Prison with a preliminary hearing set for April 7th. Police in Wilkes-Barre Township are asking for the public's help in finding a woman wanted on drug charges. 31-year-old Josephine Oney was charged with retail theft, possession of a controlled substance, and drug paraphernalia. Her last known address was at the Wood Spring Suites on Bear Creek Boulevard. If anyone has information on her whereabouts, they're asked to message the Wilkes-Barre Township Police Department's Facebook page. Posture is power. That was the topic at the Women's Networking Luncheon held by the Hazleton Chamber of Commerce today. WYLN's Mackenzie Ocker has more.
The Hazleton Chamber of Commerce held their second Women's Networking event at Damon's. Miss Fabergé from Fabergé Follies Dance and Tumble spoke to the woman on how posture is power.
When you stand tall and align the body in its best formation, stacked up tall, chest lifted, air flowing beautifully through your body, that makes you feel good. It makes your body stand in a more healthful way. And when you enter a room, it makes everyone else look at you differently. They can feel the good energy in you.
Posture is used in everyday life, whether it's through walking, sitting, or standing, and is used to make a good first impression. Miss Fabergé touches on how to do just that.
When you stand tall, it chases negativity away right out of your system, and it gives you a more positive outlook just simply by the efficiency of your body. And of course, we interact with people all the time in life, and the taller we stand, the more beautifully we present ourselves, the more confidently that makes people want to work with us and deal with us.
The woman who attended the luncheon received tips on how to practice good posture every day. Ms. Fabergé shares on how all of us at home can practice it.
We have to remind ourselves, I have two main things. Lift your chest, pull your belly button to your back, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, stand tall, and feel calm.
The presentation about posture definitely left an impression on all the women who were there. Many of them were starting to display good posture by the end of the event.
She is awesome. She does a great presentation. As I said at the very end, the group that we had today is a powerful group of women to begin with. But after her presentation and just those little kind of tips and tricks that she gave to improve confidence, you could see that the whole group as a whole was a little bit more proud and the posture was great.
let's not forget the importance of standing tall and how we can practice it every day. Reporting in Hazel Township from Damons for Wyln News, I'm Mackenzie Ocker.
And there's our Mackenzie Ocker standing tall at Damons today. Thanks, Mackenzie. The Hazleton City Authority is reviewing a feasibility study for improvements in its water distribution system. The authority has already begun over $20 million in system upgrades, but according to a study, another $63 million is needed for filtration, storage, and treatment. Last year, over 6 million gallons of water was used daily, and that's expected to increase over the next several years by about 1.31 million gallons a day. The study was prepared by Alfred Benish and Associates and projects no rate increase, but that could change if the demand increases or revenues change. Spring has sprung, almost, which means that crews with the City of Hazleton will be sweeping the streets. Streets scheduled for tomorrow include Spruce Street, Poplar to Linden Court, Tamarack Street, Holly and Magnolia Streets, and Fulton Court to Vine Streets. The Thursday and Friday street sweeping schedule is now up on your screen. And the Department of Public Works will be posting emergency no parking signs, and work will begin 7 a.m. daily. That's spring weather permitting. Coming up on WYLN News, a rescheduled Veterans Town Hall is tomorrow. And on this Vietnam Veterans Day, WYLN would like to thank all those veterans who served in the Vietnam War. But first, let's take a look at our 5-day forecast, brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Gio, and I'm 3 years old. The weather is going to be tomorrow rainy, so get your umbrella. Bye.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
We're still coming to Jimmy's.
We are too!
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Pennsylvania residents who incurred funeral expenses due to COVID can now apply for assistance from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. To be eligible, the death must have occurred in the United States after January 20th of 2020. Applicants must also submit a death certificate which states that the person died from COVID-19. The Funeral Assistance Program will provide reimbursement for funeral expenses and is limited to a maximum of $9,000 per funeral and a maximum of $35,500 per application. People can apply for the program at FEMA.gov or by calling the COVID-19 Funeral Assistance Helpline at 1-844-684-6333. The Department of Conservation and Natural Resources Secretary Cindy Adams-Dunn is suggesting fishermen use the state park campsites for overnight fishing trips. 43 campgrounds across the state will be open for camping as trout season begins this Saturday, April 2nd. To accommodate the busy trout season and to broaden the outdoor experience, DCNR has opened more than 80 campgrounds and 86,000 miles of rivers and streams run through the Commonwealth, along with thousands of lakes and ponds. All of this fresh water can be found in the Commonwealth's 101 state parks and 20 state forests that allow fishing for those who have their license. The Department of Veterans Affairs Medical Center in Wilkes-Barre will be re-hosting a live virtual community town hall meeting. Due to technical difficulties, the meeting last week's broadcast had to be postponed. The virtual meeting will be held through WebEx and will take place again tomorrow afternoon starting at 5 o'clock. The meeting is open to the public, family members, and stakeholders, and you must download WebEx software to participate. Normally, the town hall meetings are held around the area to interact directly with veterans, but the COVID-19 pandemic changed that. Coming up on Jetto's News Choice, what to do if you come across a wanted person. Plus, we're leading the way. Chris Barrett with the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau is back in part 2. Stay with us.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
If you want a great job, come to the Poconos.
Check it out. The Poconos has great jobs available right now.
And for many positions, you don't need prior experience. How cool is that?
You can do hotel registration, cashier, dining service, or even a lifeguard.
You can make a career for yourself in the hospitality industry here in the Poconos.
Jobs are available now. Go to PoconoMountains.com/jobs.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hi everybody, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Mr. Ed Staub wrote a great book. Life of Balance versus Imbalance. I want you to listen to the show, buy the book. It talks about how you could turn your life away from imbalance to a life of balance. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Trooper Talk Tuesday, and once again, joining me is Trooper Anthony Petrosky, Pennsylvania State Police Troop in Hazleton. Trooper Petrosky, we hear so many things and we hear so many news stories that say, if you see this person, contact. So what happens if you do?
Yeah, and you know what, that's a good question. And people are probably thinking, why are you telling me this? I know what to do. But a lot of times, when people see somebody that they've seen on billboards, on posters, or on the TV as wanted, don't approach, use caution, call 911. Sometimes people freeze and they don't know what to do. It's very simple. Call 911. What we want from you, if you see somebody that's wanted or you know somebody that's wanted, is be the best witness that you can. Call us, call 911. Give a good location, give a good description, what the person's wearing, what they look like, where you are, street address, store, wherever. If they're in a vehicle, license plate, vehicle color, vehicle description. That's what we want from people. You know, a lot of times when people are wanted, that means they're going to end up in jail. When you're in jail, your rights, your freedoms, they're gone. And a lot of times people don't want to go back to jail. And it may be a very dangerous crime that they have committed. It could be a shooting, could be homicide, aggravated assault. You don't know what their capabilities are, and you don't want to get yourself hurt or somebody else. So again, be a good witness, call 911, let us handle it, but do something. Don't just let it go, because the next day they could turn around and you could be a victim of theirs.
And one of the other things that has been around, how long, Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers?
It's been around for a long time. Yeah, Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers. So that's another thing. It's pacrimestoppers.com. And what they do is they advertise posters and wanted individuals on billboards and on TV and on social media, and you could actually get paid from them. So they raise up money, and if you give a tip leading to the arrest or capture of one of these wanted individuals, you could essentially get money from PA Crime Stoppers. It's an incentive to help your community out. Some people don't like to get involved, but if they think they could get some money out of it, hey, why not? That's an incentive to take a bad guy off the streets, then let's use it.
And along the same lines, you have somebody just moved in next door to me, and I'm a little bit suspicious. And so again, you don't know how close somebody is. So let's also take that kind of one step further when we look at the missing children.
Okay.
And you get you get those alerts on your phone, the Amber alerts on your phone, and wow. And again, you're running into the situation where it could be parental. So now you've got that aspect of it. So how do people approach that?
Yeah, so what we don't want people to do is play investigator and think, well, it says that that's his kid, so I'm not going to do anything about it. If there's an Amber Alert issued for a child that was abducted and you know anything about it, you need to contact us immediately. That's extremely important, and they could be very dangerous situations. So if it is someone like your neighbor and you see they took the child into the house, you need to call us immediately. Again, call us, keep an eye out. This way, in case they leave, you can give us vehicle description, you can tell us which way they went, but be a good witness, call us, and let us handle it. That's why we have the training and experience.
Do we have silver alerts too in Pennsylvania, or I know they're in some of the other?
That I'm not sure of. I don't know.
They're in Florida and some of the other states.
I'm not aware of any silver alerts.
Because again, you have older people who may have Alzheimer's or dementia, and we also see a lot of the troops around the area will send out information on them as well.
Right.
So again, there's a lot of people out there who may not be where they need to be.
Correct.
And we're the folks that can help get them back.
Correct. And one thing about Amber Alerts I'd like to touch on is a lot of times people see and they say, oh, Philadelphia, New York.
Right.
What does this have to do with me? Well, I'll give you a quick story. Over the summer, there was an Amber Alert issued out of New York. And ultimately, that night on the midnight shift, troopers from Troop N Hazleton, made a traffic stop on that vehicle from New York with the guy who abducted the child and the child still in the vehicle. And they were able to safely defuse the situation, take that person into custody, take the child into custody, and able to give the child back off to a family member. Wow. So again, you see these, Philadelphia, New York. Unfortunately, when an Amber Alert comes out, the incident already happened, so we're already behind in time.
Right.
So if it happened in Philadelphia, it could have already happened a couple hours ago. They could be in this area. Mm-hmm. So that's why we have to pay attention to these. So if you see something, if you see the vehicle description, if you see the person description, call 911.
Especially Interstate 80.
Correct.
Right here.
That
the
pipeline.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Correct. So yeah. no matter what, and getting back into the wanted person as well, that is also a possibility too when you hear of a bank robbery. Absolutely. Or something that they could be going through on the interstate.
We've taken people into custody in Hazleton that had warrants out of New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Harrisburg, Maryland, all over the place. So to say they can't be in our area, that's just a lie. We have to come to realization that they can be in our area, and let's see if we see something, let's say something.
All right. I was hoping you would say that.
Of course I would.
See something, say something. And we're going to see and say lots more with Trooper Anthony Petrosky from Troop in Hazleton on our next Trooper Talk Tuesday.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill for Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists. Call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
John's Family Restaurant in the Churchill Mall, Hazleton. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and desserts. Homemade soups, sandwiches, entrees, and there's a kids menu. Lunch and dinner specials daily. John's Family Restaurant in the Churchill Mall.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Chris Barrett is leading the way again into part 2 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Chris Barrett. Chris, what are some of the positions you held earlier in your career before Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau?
I was incredibly fortunate that after I graduated from Penn State, I had a 2- and 4-year degree and then went to graduate school. I began to work for Hershey Entertainment and Resorts Company in Hershey. And it was one of the best experiences of my life to work for that company. Mr. Hershey had a great story. He worked incredibly hard to build his company and his fortune to where it really is today. And he really believed in hard work. And when I grew up, that was one of the things that my grandmother instilled in me and all of my mentors. You have to work hard to be able to get somewhere. And Hershey was one of those companies that really rewarded you for hard work. And I spent about 20 years there, and it was just a very, very fulfilling time in management positions with Hershey Park Arena and Stadium, and the Giant Center, which just recently opened. Then we bought an amusement park in Lancaster called Dutch Wonderland, which they have since sold. So I was in high-level management and operations positions there, and also in sales and marketing. So that company gave me a great foundation. And from Hershey, I went to a similar job to what I have now in Lancaster County, and then I owned my own advertising agency for 5 years, and I had interviewed for this job that I have now 15 years ago, and about 15 years ago now, and then the job became open after the person in it retired. It was between him and I 15 years ago, and then I got that job now, so I was able to move back home, kind of sort of say, because it's so close to Hazleton, and help the Poconos kind of get back to a resurgence of where it is right now.
So what was your interest in getting into the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau? Was there something, that enticed you or you were interested in?
I think it was just the opportunity to really rebuild the Pocono Mountains brand. It had a really it had many, many decades of notoriety in the honeymoon generation right after World War II. And in the 70s and 80s began to decline. A lot of the larger properties started to become disrepaired, and they weren't investing back in the properties. And then Great Wolf Lodge moved back into the region in 2005 and built a major indoor water park. And from there, the destination has just really, really been progressing geometrically and growing geometrically. So when I came in 2017, we were starting that upward trend, and it was just great to be close to a product where there was a lot of innovation, a lot of growth, and really there's a resurgence. People are discovering and rediscovering the Pocono Mountains, so it's great. It's also great for the adjacent economies like here in Luzerne and Lackawanna County. It's just awesome that so many people are coming back to the region and visiting again.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know you guys have worked with us, over the last few years, and I have to say, you and your team are really professional to work with. You guys are always on top of your game, and you do a wonderful job with what you're doing.
That's kind. It's interesting you say that, Tracy. We love working with you guys too. This is like my hometown station, which I love so much. But you have to have good partners, and you have to have a great team. You can't do anything yourself, and I'm very blessed that I have an incredible team, and I have incredible partners like you folks to be able to get the message of the Pocono Mountains out there.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. You're kind.
Check back tomorrow night as Chris continues leading the way into part 3 of this week's segment. Good night.
That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.